Rams house. Welcome into the very first episode of the Rams Report by Chat Sports. Today, we are breaking down our wild card matchup this weekend, the 4 versus the 5 against the Carolina Panthers, trying to get some revenge for the Week 13 loss. We're going to talk about the injuries you need to know about for this game and our keys to victory. My name is Jackson Durham, and thank you guys so much for tuning into the very first episode of the Rams Report. Like I said, we need your guys' help. This is our first episode. We've got 40 subs right now. You need to be one of our first 100 subs. That's right. I'm talking to you. You could tell your friends one day when this channel is enormous that you were a first 100 subscriber of the Rams Report by Chat Sports. You'll get oohs and ahs. I am absolutely sure of it. So go ahead and hit that sub button. And don't miss out on any of the Rams news we're going to have coming all offseason long. We're going to be covering them all playoff run and then all offseason into the draft. We'll be here all year. So hit that sub button and lock us in. But let's get into the injuries you need to know about, starting with Terrance Ferguson. He's 75-25 to play in this game, dealing with the hamstring injury. Obviously did not play last week against the Cardinals, but honestly, I think it was more precautionary. I think if that game had been more important, we might have seen Terrance Ferguson, and we probably also would have seen Davante Adams, who is also dealing with a hamstring injury. Also technically questionable for this game, but Sean McVay noted yesterday to reporters he expects Davante to play. So I think technically questionable, more like probable, in my opinion, or really definite. Some other guys who are more up in the air. Jordan Whittington left last week with a knee injury against the Cardinals. He is due for an MRI. That might have already happened, but the Rams have not made the results of that public at this time. I'm going to call Jordan Whittington doubtful at this point. I don't really think it's a great chance that we're going to see him, and that's the same bucket that Josh Wallace and Kevin Dotson are also going to fall into, our final two guys, both dealing with ankle injuries. I think it's pretty unlikely we see them. Neither of them have practiced in over 2 weeks at this point, and the Rams did not practice yesterday, but I wouldn't have expected them to go if they had. So, Davante Adams, enormous to get him back in the fold. Absolutely huge to get Tay back. We're going to talk about the impact that he'll have on the game plan and specifically our keys to victory later. But, guys, the red zone struggles, I think they're cured. Just to give you a little bit of a spoiler on that one. But Terrance Ferguson is somebody else that I want to talk about because slow start to the season for our early second-round draft pick, almost a first-round draft pick, Ferguson. But lately, we've really started to see him come into form, start to take off over the last couple weeks. And if he can get back, if he can be 100% in this game, I think it's going to be an enormous get for this team. He has over 30% of his receiving yards on the season in just the last 2 games. I think Terrance Ferguson can be a huge part of the game plan. And speaking of the game plan, let's talk keys to victory. Let's get into some of the guys who absolutely need to stand out, some of the things the Rams need to do to win this game. But before we do, I want to hear from you guys. Who are you rolling with in this one? All you got to do is switch one letter. It's pretty easy. Are you rolling with our Rams? Type LAR in the comments. If you're a Panthers fan checking this out, you need to head over to our Panthers channel, also brand new, but type CAR in the comments for me. Rams fans, give me the LAR. Panthers, give me the CAR. Let me know who you are rolling with in this one. But let's get into the keys to victory. First, you've got to finish drives in the end zone. This is the biggest reason why I think it's huge that Davante Adams is back. Davante Adams, phenomenal receiver across the field, but the area that he's thrived in this season, the area that his usage has been unbelievably efficient, unbelievably productive, is the final 20 yards. That red zone area, that is where Davante Adams has been enormous for us. And over the last couple years, if you're a long-term Rams fan, you know that Sean McVay struggles with red zone play calling. He's the greatest coach in our sport. I 100% believe it, but he struggles with red zone play calling. Everybody's got their issues. And it's been one for McVay, but Davante Adams takes the thinking out of it. You don't have to think that hard. Just throw it up to Tay. He's going to go get it. And if we have him back, The 5 for 13 rate that we've been seeing on converting red zone drives into touchdowns over the last 3 weeks, you could bet your ass that's going up. We are not going to be that inefficient in the red zone with Davante Adams back, or at least we can't be that inefficient in the red zone with Davante Adams back. We have to finish these drives in the end zone. Have to not leave points on the field. Key to victory number 2. The D-line needs to take over this game. The young front seven. I want a repeat of last year's Vikings wildcard. That's what I want to see. Doesn't have to be that insane, but I want something pretty similar. If you don't remember that game, which I know you do, if you're a Rams fan, you probably think about that one at least once a week. It comes to mind fondly. The image of Jared Verse just body slamming Sam Darnold. It's a fun one. 20 pressures combined for Jared Verse, Kobie Turner, and Byron Young in that game. We set a playoff record with 9 sacks of Sam Darnold. It didn't matter. We buried him. If we could do that early in this one, and you know who's even more fazed by pressure than Darnold? Bryce Young. Bryce Young. Throughout his career, he has struggled with pressure. If we can get after him, if we can create a scenario where he's on the ground 4, 5, 6 times, there's no way we don't win this game. If you can get 4 to 6 sacks of Bryce Young, in my opinion. That is the number you should be looking for. And speaking of numbers to be looking for, I want to get the 1-2 punch rolling early. And if you don't know who I'm talking about the boys in the backfield, Kyren Williams and Blake Corum. Corum's come on strong this year. Talking about Terrance Ferguson and his breakout, we've seen the same thing from Blake Corum, especially over the last few weeks. And when these two are 1-2ing and just trading off, keeping each other fresh, this team is at its best. If they can get to 25 combined carries, that's going to be enormous for this team. We've seen that have a huge boost on our production as an offense. That's when you get the play action game going. That's when Puka and Davante are at their most dangerous with Matt Stafford. 25 carries, at least. Look at the games where we've gone over that threshold. Even the Seahawks game, painful loss, the offense was unbelievably efficient in that game. Our offense is most productive when the run game and the pass are well balanced, when play action is working, and that requires 25-plus carries for our 2 guys, Kyren and Corum, in my opinion. You do all 3 of these things, you will win this football game. You will bury the Carolina Panthers, who are not nearly as talented as you are, in my opinion. And I want to hear from you guys in the comments. What is your score prediction for Rams versus Panthers? If you get it right, I'm going to give you a shout out in our next episode. But here's my prediction for you. I'm going with Rams 28, Panthers 14. Yeah. I don't think this one's close. At the end of the day, I don't. I think if you do the things that I just talked about, if you get after Bryce Young, if you have a run game that is efficient and established early on, getting the 1-2 of Kyren Corum going, and if you are efficient in the red zone, if you finish your drives in the end zone and don't leave points on the field, notice this be no field goal situation, just 4 touchdown drives, you will dominate the Carolina Panthers. They don't belong on the field with you. They don't deserve to host a playoff game this year. That's my opinion on it. I think the Rams need to go prove that that is true. And hey, you guys need to help me prove that the Rams need more coverage here at Chat Sports. And the way we do that is by growing this channel. So hit that sub button if you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed spending time with us, make sure you are back in the next one. Turn those notifications on and hit that sub button. Let's go Rams, and we will see you guys next time.